Welcome to Slab Podcast, episode 63, where the grades matter, there are no rules. How you doing, Professor O?
What is up? Wow, a little break there. Hey, how you been?
I've been good, man. Been good. I think I looked at it was like 3 weeks since the last upload, and I was with Dan. We've been busy living life. You've been busy with school. It's been chaos. It's the
Yeah,
summertime. Lots of things going on. We had a Collecticon we just ran through.
it's been everything
Yeah.
all at once. So yeah, I mean, I had a business trip and
Yep.
yeah, school stuff. I think you had a 1 week you couldn't do it. Just kind of like all over the place, things happening. So I'm glad we finally, even though it's late this week, I'm glad we finally got together uh, and uh, and connected because we gotta keep this train rolling, right?
Keep on keeping on, bud. This is the only consistent thing in my life. Is this? It seems like
In
every.
Texas.
Yeah, no, sometimes. But yeah, yeah. It was good seeing you down in Collecticon. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But we got to
Same.
start. We got to start it off, and it was a banger of a spicy comment. You probably don't even have a clue what it is, and you're gonna get hit with a curveball. Ditto faction. I don't know if he's won it before. I was excited. If he has, maybe once. He was a spicy
Not
comment winner. He
recently.
he said the Slab podcast will be sponsored by Tag by the end of the summer.
Oh God. Uh, oh.
What do you think?
What does the sponsorship involve? I need the deets. I need what does this encompass? Is it money? Is it free grading? I mean, is it like apparel? Like what are we talking here? Are they gonna hook
What
me up
would
with a
make
new
you
washing machine?
happy and do it?
I would take sponsorship from Tag. If what would I do it for? Um, Possibly. mm, I don't know. I feel like I have high expectations. What would you do? Help me out here. What would
Oh,
you
you're just
what would you
spinning it
roll
right
with?
around, you son of a bitch.
Uh,
Um, I'm a simple man. Just give me free grading. I'd take some free grading or some money, either one. I'm not obviously we're not pushing for it, but that would be I ain't doing the shit for free. I'll tell you that much.
I guess part of it comes down to like, do we believe in it? Like, is it something that we would want
Exactly.
to
That's yep.
represent? Because like, I'm not selling my soul for the devil just for some cash kind of thing. And I'm not implying that they're the devil, but I just mean in general. Like, I'm not just gonna do something just for a little bit of money because I'm not a whore. So there's that, but never say never, right? I think, yeah, I think there's potential for anything. I mean, I was watching a video a few weeks back, and the guy started talking about like laundry detergent or something. It was like some kind of like cleaning chemical, and I was like, "What?" Like it was zero to do with the channel, but I guess they just wanted like the wider audience, and it was something that could appeal to everyone. A need for everyone, and yeah. But I think tag is such a specific, very like narrow market of like the amount of people that would use
Yeah.
it or would try it or be open to trying it. And it's a lot of people don't grade. I mean, I know we're the Slab podcast, but yeah, I don't know what impact we could have with their sponsorship. So I think some education from them on like what they would expect, I think would help paint the picture a little bit better. What would they want from it? But certainly an interesting topic to talk about. I mean, yeah, I guess probably money, like of some sort, or like you say, a way of avoiding costs, which is money, basically. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree completely with like being on board with it. Like I have a submission. They just received my 20 card submission and my Zapdos.
Right.
I should have let you look at I had the tag Zapdos down at Collecticon. It was on me.
Oh,
I didn't even think
I
about
thought you
showing it.
sent. I thought you'd already sent it back
No,
before
I was
that. I
waiting on them to
just
give
got
me.
it.
I was waiting on them for them to send me a submission kit, which they sent me two. I just got another one. It's like this freaking. It comes via FedEx. Gives you like a return shipping label. Got a bunch of sleeves in it.
I thought they just gave you like a coupon code for you to just like run it through their site.
So they did do that, but they also wanted to give me a shipping label so I didn't have to pay for shipping back to them. But it comes with this fancy look. This is literally just like a submission box.
Nice.
It is fancy.
And I'm guessing that they just want penny sleeves and card saver type thing. And just get it in the box.
Exactly. This is a pretty cool concept though, because this is like a deck box, but it's perfect fit for card saver ones. So I could stuff them in there, and it's got like different size foams that I could. This is pretty cool.
I wonder if did they sell those?
Yeah, I think they do. Like, I think if you do, there's like a certain size submission. I think they ship you one for free. I don't remember, but they do sell them. It was pretty cool. Not sponsored.
Growth mindset yet.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
For sure. That'll be hilarious.
Yeah, it'll cool stuff. I'm looking forward to getting the submission back and whatever in like the next 10 days probably. So it'll be pretty quick.
All right, so let's combine that into CollectCon. Did you see tag slabs in cases for sale? Like, did people have them? Was there inventory there that you saw tag? Because I saw a lot of PSA slabs and some Beckett. I saw very little CGC, which I was surprised. I feel like I saw way less than last year, but I saw a lot of like pristines. When I did see CGC, it was either pristine. I saw high graded Beckett's, and I saw a lot of PSA. I didn't see any tag.
Yeah, I didn't see any tag either. I wasn't looking for it. So to be fair, I didn't look really at many graded cards. I find it interesting though, the people that do have CGC usually have them in like the shoe boxes, and they have like a $70 one, a $50 one, $100 one, and they have them just rifle through them. But there were some whale cards there in CGC and PSA slabs, but yeah.
That makes sense. I probably missed the bulk of it if that was the case, because I was just glancing in the cases with how crazy it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're only there for like 5 minutes too, so
yeah, 6.9 seconds.
So, CollectCon was last weekend in Orlando. How was the trip? How was it? You first.
Doing the drive and experience with a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old and a wife, and trying to get the dog somewhere on the way and all the rest of it. It was an eventful morning getting up there. That was for start. There was crazy traffic. I was hoping, I think the GPS had like an hour and 52 minutes. Like it was, a couple hour drive, not too bad. I was planning on being there right at like 9:30 so we could park, get everything ready, get in the line, hopefully get in like 10:15 kind of time, not too far into it. I don't think we got there till like lunchtime. Like it was pretty insane. I had to take 2 different detours, and yeah, it was a hell of a drive. Got there in quite a long line. I would say probably a 300-foot line for quite a while. Like, and it was moving. We were moving, but it was quite a long line. And I realized I saw the bunch of buses outside, coaches. I guess they dropped off some people maybe from car parks or whatever from some
Yeah.
area. So I must have got there like literally a couple of minutes too late, right after everyone had got off the buses. And yeah, so it took a little minute to get in there, but then it's very smooth getting in. They have a great system. They know what they're doing now. It's all optimized, obviously. Got in, and then I was like, wow. Like, whoa, what the hell? I mean, I couldn't see anything without going up to something. Like, there was so many people. Like, that was, I think, my third Orlando CollectorCon, like my fifth like trading con event, con type situation, and that was by far the busiest. And it also looked way busier than any vlog that I've seen, like you or Legend Luke, or like anyone else that I've seen doing them. Way more people than I've ever seen before. So it was pretty intense. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Wasn't super exciting with the little kids, trying to hold them and trying to see stuff and trying to talk to people. It was loud too, right? Like I was trying to talk to people, I was like shouting, I was trying to get close, and oh my God. Yeah, it was just a lot. It wasn't the same experience as last year that we had at all. Very, very different experience. I'm sure it would have felt different if we were selling, if we were on the selling side with a table, but I can't say it was super enjoyable, like other than seeing people, and buying a couple of things and the experience on that side of stuff. It wasn't fun. Like we didn't last too long. Did have some highlights though. We got a wonderful slab from my daughter, picked out an Evie slab. Her name's Evelyn, and so Evie's like I call her that, like kind of a nickname kind of thing. And she got a slab from I think it's from Brad G Cards. Yeah, we picked one out from him, and I just gave him full price. I wanted to look after him, make sure he's in a good spot. We bought that, and it was a really beautiful. I think it was a Hidden Fates shiny EV, really pretty card. And then Ernie Nesto, he gave her an EV plushie, like a really cute one of those sitting ones, but like a bigger sitting one.
I think it was like
oh my God, she hasn't put it down. Like she is obsessed with it. She thinks it's the cutest, best thing ever. So shout out you, dude, absolute rock star. And then Retro gave a really pretty EV card, which I think was I want to say it was like I forget what it was. It was like a play promo, or it was one of those with the fancy stamp, a variation. It was all so crazy. I don't even remember now. I'll have to look at it again. But it was like a really cool one. He just let her pick whatever she wanted from the binder, and she just picked like a really cool one. And it was like, it was yours. I was like trying to pay him, and he's like, no, it's yours. Same with the plushie. Cool. So yeah, a lot of generosity there. Obviously, good people. I got to hug a few people. Also missed a few people, which bothered me a lot. Swami messaged me and was like, "What the hell?" Like, I didn't know you were there. I was like, "I didn't know you were there. What the heck is going on?"
Have you met Swami?
No, and it was so frustrating. I was practically crying on my wife that night. Like it bothered me so much because you guys had all gone to Denver and gone to his house and had this whole experience. And I swear to God, I was the only freaking person in Discord that night because everyone was there. Everyone had gone for that event and they were all at his house. And I was so sad because I've been excited all year about going. Didn't end up being able to go. And then Swam is in freaking Orlando. He's right here. And I'm in the same building. And I didn't know he was there and I missed him. So I was like, that really bothered me. And then, I didn't see Pool Father, missed him. Thrifty said she was there, missed her. There's a few people. Like, sorry if I'm missing names, but like there was actually like probably half a dozen people I missed. And I didn't see them. I'd walked around all the sections. So I don't know how I missed it. I walked around where everyone was. So maybe they were on break or like talking to people or something, but I don't know. It was so crazy in there. I don't know what happened, but that really bugged me. But
Damn, I didn't know you haven't met him yet. That's crazy.
oh my god, it really, really bugged me. That did a lot. That really got to me. It's bothered me all week.
He was so when we were talking to Ernesto, Swami was right behind him on the other side of the section.
Yeah. So what I did, I think what might have happened is because I didn't go the whole way around. I saw that side, right, that whole area where we were tugging. I went around to the other side, and I saw that area, and I saw someone I didn't recognize. I'm not sure who it was. I may know them, but not know their face. But there was no one else there, so I don't know if maybe he moved from there to that other end and was stood talking to someone. But like, I did not see him at all, and I was stood there. I walked around the corner. I even looped back after I went to the other section and looked real quick, and yeah, I didn't see him. So, but I didn't see. I don't know if old Card Shop there too. I was looking for him. I didn't see him. No, okay,
Nope.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I remember or shout out to Ernesto again. He had definitely hooked her up with the EV plush. It was hilarious. I think your wife had given Evelyn the card, like a credit card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she ran up to Ernesto and like threw it at him, basically like, "Here you go, give me something." And he's like, he looks at it, he's like, "What the hell am I do with this crap? I don't want this shit." And yeah, he's a legend for that for sure. It's very cool. Mad respect. Yeah, it was I got to see you twice in your 45-minute visit. I'd say it was probably about 45 minutes because I ended up walking around to get more with Pokey Fresh. Yeah, it was.
That was cool. That was cool meeting him too. There was a couple of people I met. I'm not going to do government names. I met Ponga and Basky.
Oh yeah, first time meeting him too, huh?
Like there were people there were people that I really wanted to meet. I was excited to meet that I did see. Like too, it wasn't, it's not all bad. Missing people. Basky, I gave him a big old squeeze. Yeah, it was that was fun. And then yeah, Ponga. Who else did I'm trying to think of else I met that hadn't already met in one. Yeah, I mean a few people, but it was nice just being in that environment, seeing people in person and looking at people's slabs and cards and stuff. But yeah, Pokefresh, I mean that was brilliant too. I hadn't actually met him in person, and you guys spent a little bit of time together, right? Well, what was it like for you guys, kid free, being able to kind of navigate a bit easier? Like, what was the experience like for you?
Really good. I will get into it in a second, but I wanted to ask again. So, would you do it again with kids?
No, never.
Never.
Even if it was quieter, I just felt like I couldn't do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Selfishly. Like, and they were like interested, but I don't think they'd last more than half an hour, an hour. Like, it's just the little novelty of it, and then want to go. Like, I wanted to spend the whole day there, the whole weekend. Like, I could easily have just walked around the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I remember meeting James for one of the first times I met. It was the first time I met him at Long Beach Collecticon a year ago. Probably a couple of years now. I don't even know. But he had his daughter there, and it was similar nightmare situation. Like it's tough, especially if they're not wanting to walk the whole time. Like I would say the age of 7, 8, they could maybe keep up. But even then, you're still like looking for them. Like they could take a wrong step, and you're like, F. Just in this sea of nerds now, and they're,
yep,
yeah, it's terrifying. So I couldn't imagine. It'll be a me and my wife thing for a long time. I couldn't imagine. I've taken them to the local show, and that was like an hour. We were in and out, quick and dirty, and then we got to see the whole show, and I actually was able to buy things there. But yeah, I'm all set on Collecticon, taking the kids, never going to happen. So,
but you didn't take wifey this time, right? And you're planning on it though, weren't you?
Yeah. So Delta does their companion certificates, And if I would have been able to use the companion certificate, she was coming. I didn't want to spend, to be honest, I didn't want to spend an additional $500-600. When I'm going to just buy, every additional dollar I'm spending it's just that much harder to make the profit, you know?
Yeah.
If I'm going to sell, it's still similar. It's cutting away at your profits. Um, Very similar. Like it just feels worse because, like, for example, I went there all in flight, hotel, all the Ubers, all the food and drink, and then all the cards I bought. I spent 5 grand. So if I would have paid for her ticket, it would have been $5,500 total, all in. Like, it just sounds way worse.
Plus
Five
food.
grand,
Yeah.
5 grand's a lot, but it was like 3,500 was cards. 1,100 was flight and hotel. Then the rest was Uber, food and drink. But yeah, most of it was cards. So it was awesome being able to walk around. So getting there Saturday, first thing, empty place, getting in there and buying is huge. Um, the best time to do it is Saturday mornings because it's not all pick through. You're getting
Yeah.
fresh stock. I've heard people have been doing it on Fridays. Like, I've heard some vendors setting up on Fridays because you're allowed to go set up on Fridays to get ready for Saturday. And they'll just sit there at their booth and people will walk around and they'll make sales on Fridays.
Like other vendors.
The actual, yeah, other vendors will be there. So they'll come around and buy some shit up. And they're just like, yeah, there's only 2 days officially, but I'm getting another at least half a day on Friday because,
Yeah. Great start.
yeah. I'm like, damn, it makes sense. So I'm missing out on the Friday sales because I'm getting in on Saturday mornings. But Saturday mornings, usually by 3 o'clock, I'm telling you, like, the good deals and the raw good cards and a lot of the stuff is cooked. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice because by that time, 3-4 o'clock, I'd be like, all right, I'm shutting down now. I don't need to waste my time for another 2 hours. I'll just come back in the morning when it's empty again and I'll start cleaning up again. And that's kind of, it's so much, it's tough to navigate. Like, after it was like when you got there, 11, noon, 1, place is packed. It is just not fun
Yeah.
waiting in a line to see a table. Like, it's just like, Jesus Christ. I don't, I don't want to do that. I'd rather walk up to somebody and start being able to buy, or I don't know, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I think there's a good opportunity I'll be making money. All the cards were submitted for grading, about 38 total cards. So I think I got to average $130 a card, which should be very easy, I'd hope. That'll be good.
Yeah. Eventful.
Yeah.
I
When
really
you,
hope. I hope we hear more about all the people that we know. Many of you listen to this podcast, so let us know. I want to know the success stories of the sellers. I haven't really heard much. I saw Ray did his recap video. I managed to give him a squeeze real quick while we are there, but I haven't really seen many people talking about the success or the challenges or what it was like as a seller. I saw Brad's, he talked a little bit about a couple of pickups that he had. People come in, to do trades and that kind of stuff. But I want to know more. I want to hear about it because I wasn't there. I wasn't in any of the conversation. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
let us
tough.
know, guys.
I would like somebody to do it where you show, kind of like I did with the last CollectCon video I did, but I was, again, going as a buyer, to show what your cost into the card was, like literally the raw cost, the graded cost, what you
Yep.
sold it for. Did you make money at CollectCon? That would be pretty interesting to see. Um, like, I really enjoyed doing it on the buyer side. It was easier, I feel like. Um, I don't know. It's just keeping inventory like that is kind of a pain in the ass. But if you're doing just like a quick
Yep.
snapshot of like 35 cards, it's not too big of a job. So I don't know. I like it made I feel like I had to do it to like make sense. Okay, did this make sense? Should I ever do this again? Last one was successful. I'm hoping this one is pretty successful. So I will know soon. It'll be interesting.
I'd like to do the full weekend next year. I'd like to plan for that. And like you're saying there, kind of log what you bought it for, great, like what your actual cost of goods, really lay that out, the cost of goods, and then the price of selling there plus the gross sales,
Everything.
and work it out. Like what really was your net income for
Food,
that
drink,
period.
hotel, flight, if applicable. But yeah.
Yeah, not just margin, like really break it down, like really net. What did you net with at the end? Probably a little bit cheaper for me, not without flights, because there are some expenses that are just
That's huge
outrageous
savings.
in that side. Yeah. So I think that'd be fun. I'd like to break that down. I love data. I love the numbers. I've done that kind of stuff before. I think we could do that. If I plan and prep for it. I mean, honestly, you can just put all the inventory there and then just not include it in the data set if it doesn't sell because it's irrelevant. Just do the sales aspect to counter against it. I agree. Yeah, I like that thought. I think it's a good idea for a video.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people do it just to hang out with people, and making cash sales is obviously it's cash sales. It's nice, but there is probably a good chance that a lot of people aren't making tons and tons of profit. Like if you went there and made $4,000 and you flew there and had a hotel, that's a lot of money. Like call it $1,000 into just the trip and the table, and so you had to have made 70, like a decent profit margin on your slabs to be profitable technically.
A bit business level. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you need to operate as a business. It's not a hobby doing that.
Yeah. And it would be nice, like for me, because I said I was $5,000 into it, and then if you add the grading, I think it's like 5,600 for everything all in for the entire thing. If I break even, it doesn't feel great because of all the work I had to do it. I did get a trip to Florida and I got to stay in a nice hotel, got to hang out with a bunch of nice people. So if I get $200 per day profit, that's pretty, like that's $400. It seems like not a lot, because then you hear all these people saying they're vending. They're like, oh, I made $4,000. Oh, I made $2,000. Oh, I made $10,000. Making a $400 profit is pretty massive to me. That's $200 a day. That's pretty good with just flipping cards. Of course, I had to front $5,600, but man, if I could turn that into profit consistently, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, so you're talking about like when you're measuring projects software and return on investment type stuff. You've got direct benefits. So like you're saying, you got like the cash, like literally make cash, thousands, hundreds, whatever it is. But then you have the indirect benefits of, like you say, the experience, the culture, the connections, the fun of it all, and like you say, just getting away. Like for me, that is a huge indirect benefit. I can't really measure it, but it's I mean, you've got it, in your life. It's in your memory bank forever. It's there. That connection's been made. Those sparks have been implanted in the brain, kind of thing.
Yep,
it's cool.
Definitely. So you said you want to maybe do the whole. You think you would vend?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Are you thinking about doing it next year?
Vending? I don't know. I am vending Chicago. I haven't done it in a while. So that'll be my first one in a while. And the main reason there is because I'm driving. I got 2 tables. I can bring a bunch of video game stuff, which will be nice to unload that finally. While I'm on that subject, a Pokemon Red Japanese, like, because they're not just had this in my brain, the highest sale ever for that game, the original Red version from Japan, sold for like 45 grand on Heritage Auctions in the last week. it's not sealed. It just was never open, so the paint didn't chip on the seam. Crazy. And I think the green version sold for like 16 grand. So same grade VGA 90, but it was just absurd. And you can buy like the raw like complete in box games. It's literally the same thing. There's no cellophane on the one that sold for 45 grand.
No.
Or you can go buy a complete in box and it was literally the tab was lifted is the main difference. You can get them for like $50 now, probably. Shit's insane. $50 or 45 G's. Crazy.
I've seen, you know what surprises me these past few years is just how many fakes I've seen of the original cartridges. Like just so many for all of them. I mean, it ranges through all of them, but I had no idea that there was such a huge market for the fakes of it, and how many people say they've had issues with it just glitching out like 3/4 of the way through the game and not saving and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I mean, just buy the game, like you say. It's really not that much more for a real one.
Yeah, I would love to buy cartridges, but I can't because I don't know all the tells for fake versus real. I feel like a lot of people selling them aren't scamming people with them. Like they're posting, "Hey, these are ROMs" or whatever. But yeah,
I think that is important though, because I know there's a store. I think they're called DK Oldies, and they like one of their specialties is making sure they have legit Game Boy cartridges. You know, and they know, like you say, the towels and the plastic, the labels, just all the things that we'll be able to tell. I've seen them post on like social media and stuff before. Hey, look at this fake that we found, you know, we got in, or like, look at this. This is how this real one looks, that kind of stuff. So they charge probably a bit more, but I think it's worth it for that kind of stuff. Yeah, but that's an insane sale, and I saw some other crazy sales on PWCC on Sunday. I was chasing. There was a sample card of Pikachu that I'd never seen at auction before. I think I told you I was chasing it, and I know Rusty had one listed for like 16 or 17,000. He's had it for a little while, and so I didn't really know what to expect price wise for this. I knew it was going to get a lot of attention, but I got in there early and started throwing some big bids in, and I very quickly got outbid. I mean, I think it ended up going for 24,000 or something, which was confusing because Rusty, I think he still has it listed at like 16,000 or 17,000 or something.
23K? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and it's not even a real Pokemon card. I mean, but maybe that's it. Maybe it's the novelty, you know. It's an English card made in Japan with a Japanese back, you know, to test the e-reader function. The whole thing is like interesting, but I don't know if it's 24 grand interesting. I don't know if it's at that level. So confusing to me. I got very excited. That was the first time I've been really genuinely excited about a card that I've found for a while. Like that.
Damn.
Like that really got my juices flowing for a minute there, and then very quickly got squashed. very, very quickly. I wasn't going in that hard. Yeah.
No, yeah. In honor of PWCC, my most recent pickup.
Oh, gorgeous.
Top Sun. It is, I think it's like Pop 13 and a PSA 10, and it's Pop 1 and a CGC 10. So ain't no PSA 10s for sale currently.
Yeah, that's definitely not a crack and Santa PSA situation for sure.
No, that'll be staying put. I don't have the stones to do that. Maybe tag though. Not really. I'm gonna send you one of my tag cards so you can touch and feel it.
Yeah, I don't have tag. I've got PSA, Beckett, CGC, SGC. Yeah, I don't think I have tag. I don't think I have AGS. Yeah, I have the basics.
I sent in a couple of Radiant Charizards from my Crown Zenith polls. So keep a look at. I'll send you one for sure.
That's a pretty card.
Well, might have intentionally damaged it. We'll see. Gotta test them. Keep them on their toes.
Oh my god.
It'll be interesting in the next 10 days. See how this develops.
Let's not dive into that too much because it's gonna. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm not trying to be deceitful. I damaged the
So
card, sent it in damaged.
All right. So you missed PWCC recap, Z&G recap Sunday night. You let us down. You weren't there. You weren't present. You didn't do it.
I could have did it too. I was home, but my wife would have.
But were you bidding? Were you in it still?
No, I didn't bid on anything.
Okay. I was curious if you were still playing around because I saw a pretty big variation. There was like some pretty random stuff in there that I hadn't seen for a while. And I feel like they did that on purpose. Like I saw some very odd stuff, especially on the non-sports section. I saw some really odd things in there that they seem to have collected up, and then there was just like hundreds of them. There was a lot of stuff. So I actually spent quite a lot of time perusing. Didn't end up getting anything. I forgot all about it, and I missed the one card that I really wanted to get that I knew I could have afforded. Ended up not getting. So I've been kicking myself all week. But again, this week there's some pretty random stuff, and it seems a little bit like auction houses are. I don't know how to phrase it, but they are appealing to more avenues, I guess, than just Pokemon or just Magic or just sports. Like I've seen like pretty weird stuff like popping up and adding on that are getting a lot of hype and a lot of bids. So I don't know if that's a Fanatics thing or if it's just PWCC have always done it, but I've seen a lot more stuff in there lately. Graded, like definitely graded stuff. But like I remember I saw last week there was a keychain that had been signed by Kesha. Remember that singer, Kesha?
Oh yeah, my wife went to her concert.
Who's going to PWCC to buy a Kesha signed keychain? Like I'm not kidding. There's some pretty random stuff I saw in there. So it seems like they're kind of opening it up a little bit for anything really.
Yeah.
It feels like anything goes. Even some stuff that wasn't slabbed, but had authentication certificates.
Yeah.
From different authenticators that I'd seen. A couple I'd never even heard of before, which that was interesting to learn from. So we should watch that the next few weeks and see what develops there, what else comes. I'd be curious from you guys, in the comments if you've been buying anything a little bit more random from any of the auction houses or eBay even. I feel like there's been some cool stuff that's pretty interesting pop up. I bought a couple of things. I'll have to do a video on it when I get them shipped home. But I've bought a couple of fun things that you may not have expected me to buy. But yeah, fun. Nothing crazy, but just fun stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I showed you this. This was a Grail pickup. One of the only graded cards. I think I bought 2 graded cards. I'll show you which ones I bought. I bought this.
At Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando.
Very pretty.
Like the last solds when this was up was like $280, and I bought it from the dude. He had it mispriced. I'm guessing because I bought it for like $150. That was cool. And then this.
Oh yeah, you showed me that. Yeah, Wolverine, right? Yeah,
the Wolverine rated in a gem mint 10.
That's brilliant.
Absolute grail. Shout out to the Michigan Wolverines. I couldn't believe to see this in a PSA slab. I'm like, what the F are we doing? So I was like, yeah, I'm buying it. It was the booth for the TCG. So the booth that makes the TCG was selling their own graded slab.
They'd sent it in and got it back and was selling them graded too. Oh wow, okay. And what was the TCG called?
Life TCG.
I feel like I've seen them on Facebook doing ads.
Probably they've been at a lot of every CollectCon too, probably. And
It's not.
Pokefresh is definitely should get some royalties. He had recommended to them that they do extinct animals because right now they're only printing cards for animals that exist, and they're putting their population of like existence, and they said they're going to be printing that quantity for the actual population that's living. It's pretty funny stuff, but pretty cool, different. My kids could open it and learn something from it, unlike every other TCG, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you don't really need to know the speed of a Wolverine too often, but it's on there.
So we're possible like secret rare dodo or something.
Exactly. Pop one, like could be white Bengal tiger. Like
Pop zero, actually. But yeah, I like the idea of
pterodactyl,
that.
like let's freaking just send it.
I like it. It's fun, and I think there's. I want to say that there's a game that can play with it too. I feel like it's a game as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I believe it is. I believe there's.
It's not just like a fact, like collectible card thing.
Now you say it, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
there's not a lot of statistics on here, but I could be wrong.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. I'm trying to picture that commercial that I saw for it. But fun nonetheless. Yeah.
It says it's a TCG. It's a trading card game. So
game, yeah.
It's not a CCG. A CCG is just a collectible card game. I don't know. Should be playable, you would think. I don't know. I'm ignorant to it all, but yeah. So those are my two slab pickups. I think that was it at CollectCon.
And what about after hours? Did you guys get dinner, Brazilian steakhouse or something? I saw the picture.
It was a Cuban restaurant we went to Saturday night. I love doing that stuff. It feels bad a lot of the times because not everybody usually gets invited. Like one person's gonna organize it, but he's gonna shout out to Ray, Shiny Cards Collectibles. He had set it up, which was awesome, phenomenal. Thanks for doing it. Just all the people that get invited also know other people that weren't invited, and it's just like awkward. And I feel bad because not everybody can make it. When you're doing a big reservation like that, you can't just keep adding things last minute, and so it sucks. Like I do feel bad every time there's people missing out or whatever. I just I want everybody to have the best time possible, obviously. And
same,
but yeah, I had a few experiences. When I first got there on Friday, I went straight to the bar. I had plugged it in like every Discord I know and on my Instagram, and we ended up having like 8 to 10 people there, which was pretty cool at the bar I went to.
Wow, nice.
We're all getting drinks there we were probably there for like 2-ish. I was there probably for 3 hours, but most of them were there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just shooting the crap.
And they did a trade night thing too, right?
Did not touch it. I think when I go to buy, it's probably a good spot to go. Not really. You got to find the kid with the freaking binder at the trade nights. Like,
right.
I want to go and buy raw cards. I'm not going to, for me to make money, most of the time, I'm not buying slabs unless the dude on the price is shit. It makes it way easier for me. When I go to CollectCon, I'm only looking at raw cards, and I'm only looking at booths that do only raw cards primarily. Like, if they do 50-50 raw and slabbed, I know, these are picked through. Like, I likely they're not going to have a raw $200 freaking alt art there that isn't possibly gradable. So it makes it really easy for me to just start skipping through all these things and skipping a bunch of these booths that just sell graded, and it saves a lot of time. You can get bogged down pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, time consuming.
Yeah. Yeah, but I enjoy it. I don't know which one I like more because last year in Orlando, I got absolutely decimated. So I think
Yeah.
my total sales was I forget 700, 750, or maybe a grand max for the whole weekend. It was dark, bro. I'm like, this ain't it. It ain't like I'm selling my cards at eBay prices, basically last solds. So I'm not. I'm making profit on them, but I'm definitely nowhere near profiting with a flight and hotel included. Like good night,
It
no
was
shot.
nowhere near as busy as this
Yeah,
year was too. So
it was
I'd
pretty
be
wild.
very. I would love to have seen a carbon copy of your inventory this year at those prices and see what it would have done. Like that. That would be really interesting to me.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen some of the stuff I had like Yu-Gi-Oh. For I was shocked. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff was selling really good for Jake Smith and Ernesto.
Hmm.
I had subbed in for Ernesto. He had to run out for a minute, but Yu-Gi-Oh was cooking. I think I had one inquiry about Pokemon, but they were like I probably sold them like $30 worth of like it was probably like 5 cards. All
Hmm.
Yu-Gi-Oh different buyers. It was pretty strange.
Maybe just because there wasn't many people selling it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
That's
Seems
cool
crazy.
though.
Yeah. Yep. So you're not doing any other collecticons this year, right?
I don't.
Orlando or bust?
Yeah, I don't think so. Is there a Charlotte one? I'd like to do Charlotte.
There is. I won't be there, but yeah, there's definitely a Charlotte one. I don't know
I
when
like
that is.
Charlotte. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any planned. No. I shout out Puggy Stone too, before I forget. He had a very vibrant um old maid Pikachu PSA 10 right in the center of his case when I walked up, and I was like, my man. It always makes me laugh when I see them listed anywhere now.
Pokestone was clutch, man. He hooked me up with a cheddar jalapeno bagel on Saturday morning. Phenomenal.
He's he's awesome.
Definitely. Definitely. I know he had helped out or not helped. I mean, he drove around Ponga and Bierski so they didn't have to use the Ubers
Oh,
a couple
nice.
times. That was nice. Dude's awesome.
Yeah, it's good having a couple of local people that you can count on, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's a good guy too. He's awesome. He had some really nice stuff. Everyone had really nice cards and like quite a selection. I feel like there was every case I looked at, I was like, oh my god, there's so much to look at. You know, it was like such a varied selection in each person's case. Kept it really interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed it. You know, the limited time that I was there, I definitely enjoyed looking at everything.
Do you think the cases, the booths that have the graded guards catch your eye easier or more? Do you even give an F?
I don't. I'm not into the whole graded guard thing. As like an appeal, I get the functionality of it and stuff, but I don't look at a slab in a graded guard and think that's better or that looks better or anything. Like it doesn't have like an eye appeal to me personally. For me, it's like more the artwork. It's just the artwork for me, honestly.
Yeah, I agree, but I think when like if I want to see high end stuff, I feel like if I see a booth, like you could see them more from a distance. Like if you
Yeah,
see a bunch of reds and purples lined up, you're like, the dude's probably got some sauce. It's probably not BS cards.
I don't think my side, whatever side of the brain works that way. I got friends. I got a friend at work that the first thing he does when he sees someone is like look at their sneakers and see if they have like good like straight
Yep,
sneakers or whatever. Like I couldn't give two hoots.
the
Like
flex
honestly,
zone.
I just don't look at people in like a materialistic way. Like I don't look and like judge on their shoes or their jeans. Like it doesn't even cross my mind. I just don't have that way of thinking. So, and I think it's like that. Like I don't look at the card and think any way about it if it does or doesn't or whatever have the graded card. For me, that's just like a functionality thing of like keeping it safe or like whatever. I wouldn't say it like catches my eye or anything, honestly. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Maybe
think
I'm a weirdo.
it does for me. Like I just know on average the person who's putting a card in there, I know it's generally more expensive than average.
And that makes
So
sense. Yeah.
if somebody's got a bunch of them, I know if I see a bunch of colors over there, it's like, oh, this guy probably has some expensive stuff. I might go look at it just for giggles and
So,
sharts.
but are you also thinking, well, this guy might have overpriced stuff?
Yeah, it's more so mostly because usually I'm not there to buy that stuff. I'm there. I look at that stuff. It's cool to look at some of these really high end, expensive cards.
The entertainment side. I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It's like going when I went to the National freaking Museum. That place was insane.
Yeah.
That's what some of those booths are for me. Like I walk by and I see some of the cool stuff. I'm like, damn, that's cool. All the crystals or all the Sky Ridge cards. People will pop them in some nice slab like that and make them pop a little more. Good marketing.
I didn't see as much of the higher end sealed stuff as last year and the year before. Like I saw a lot of nice slabs and stuff, but I remember the last couple of collectons, people would have these like big like flexi boxes just filled with vintage like boxes and collections and all these like different products that were sealed. I didn't see hardly any of that.
Yeah.
Did you? Did you see
Yeah.
any of
A couple different booths had some, but I know the big one, the Pokemon Network, wasn't. I don't think he was vending there at this
that might
one
have been
because I
it then,
think
yeah.
he's doing Card Party, which is like a week from now, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a week or two away, yeah.
So there ain't no shot. I could even imagine doing that 2 weeks apart and not being from the area. So
Yeah, if you're local, I mean that's a different story. But like you
yeah,
say, just flights and hotel and just the organization of it in your life. You know, that's your weekend gone, right? You just got to shut everything off for a weekend.
you got to think also him being the sealed guy, like Card Party, where all the content creation is. Oh God, I know he was there last year. He probably made a mint because I know they were ripping. I saw tons of
Yeah.
videos of people. PokeRev was at his booth just ripping vintage, like just going out of style. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So
Yeah, it's the candy shop for sure. When you look at it, you're in awe, right? I remember standing at the booth, just like, oh my god, there's like literally everything was just like laid out there. I'm like, this is a lot. It's a lot of product right here.
Crazy. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Do you got a spicy comment for next year? Next week? Year?
Oh, we should
that's
do
all,
one.
folks.
Yeah, I'll do one. Collectathon's better than Card Party. I know there's some going. I know some of you guys are going.
There's gonna be some salty people down in the chat for sure. That's for damn sure. That's a good one. Professor Oak needs to branch out and go to other collecticons besides just Orlando at least one time, please, for the love of God.
Which one?
Chi-Town. Everybody's gonna be there.
You know, that's funny you say, because that was where, when I first came to America, that was where I landed. That's where I went again.
Homecoming.
So I should do a revisit.
October 1st weekend.
Yeah, get some fancy coffee. Play Scrabble on the street with random hipsters. A hipster's still a thing. Is that still a thing? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I could relive my
curveball.
OG days. Yeah, just a little kick thing where you kick the little sack thing around, and yeah,
hacky sack.
Yeah.
You did that back when in the Chicago days?
No. I was watching people do it. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's like, get a soccer ball. What are we doing?
Yeah, literally, yeah. I was like, what? Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't want to offend anyone, but that was weird. Yeah. So that I think that'd be a good idea. I think it'd be a good one. And you're gonna be there, right? You said you're driving. You're gonna be there. It's
Me, the
fairly
wife,
local.
2 tables, got a full section. I'm a section leader. It's gonna be a
Oh, you're
banger,
section
man.
leader for there too. I didn't realize you were doing that for that one.
Yep, going in. I don't even know who's my section. Probably a bunch of D-gens, but
You don't know any of them that are in there yet.
I haven't looked at the sheet in months.
Okay.
So I don't know how it works. I don't know if there's a draft because there probably should be, but there probably isn't.
Yeah, I forget how they did that first one. I remember going in the sheet.
Let's look now. I'm curious.
I didn't understand what was happening. When is it? Which month is it?
First weekend of October or something like that.
Okay, so we've got time to plan.
Yeah, it's my anniversary weekend, but my wife already knows we're going. So
God.
I think my anniversary falls on like a freaking Tuesday, so I technically won't be there. So we'll just flex it to the next weekend.
Okay.
But it's only our 9-year, so
Only 9 years.
16 years together though. This June, this month.
That's a lot. That's a lot of dinners.
There's a lot of dinners.
That's a lot of goodbyes. That's a lot of how was your days. Yeah, that's a lot. 16 years is a lot.
That's I'm only 33, so it's effectively it will be officially half my life next June. Half my life with the same
Wow.
woman. That's crazy. I don't even know I don't know life before then, right? It's crazy. I was a baby. I'm trying to find this.
Is it a popular one? Does it seem like there's a lot of buzz about it? A lot of people talking about Chicago.
Yes, there's the most people going to Chicago out of all of them, I think.
I feel like Orlando had a lot of hype last year, and there's definitely a lot of people here this year. But I was curious, like, which is the big one for 2024.
Oh snap! I got some legends right now. Tyler B. Tyler B. His nickname is T Bird. So T Bird, I got Larry, E Unit, Rock
I know.
Pokemon, Thrifty, and Minty Mountain.
Wow, that's an all-star team. And
Nice.
is there any open spaces, or is that finalized?
I want to say right now, I think they're booked, but I don't know. I'll let you know. I could always kick somebody out of my squad too. F them. No, I'm struggling. Start auctioning off the tables in my section. Be that section leader.
Oh my god! Imagine vending next to Rock Pokemon. That's crazy. You got some superstars there. That's very exciting.
Yeah, I just shot a cool video. It'll be in my recap of Rock Pokemon and Ray Shiny Cards Collectibles. They both opened a Japanese Neo box at the Collecticon. That was pretty cool.
Rock was at Orlando too.
Yeah,
right by you freaking kidding me?
Right by Swami.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ, man!
How did I not know he was there? Who else am I missing?
And Brandon Maker, but you've met him, right?
I didn't see Brandon, but yeah, I've met him. I didn't realize he was there. Yeah, I think he actually said that. He said in Discord, like, "What the hell?"
You saw talk to Retro. He was behind Retro, basically, like on the other side of that.
I walked around. Oh my god, that is so annoying. Whatever. I mean, I'll see him again, right? We're all still young.
We are young. We got a few more years, I hope.
Yep. 16 years into marriage, we've got another 15 to go at least, right? there's still time.
How long have you been doing cards? I forget now. It's been so long since I talked to you about the start, like as a fun side hobby.
It was like when COVID started. That
2020.
I got well. Yes, and here's the thing with me is I always had my cards from when I was a kid, and I always would like look at. I had a lot of the Rocket set. Team Rocket was my favorite set, but I had some base and jungle and like whatever. A lot of Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. I'd look, I'd play with them. I'd sometimes buy stuff. I'd watch the show, play the games, that kind of stuff, but I wasn't invested in new sets coming out. I wasn't invested in like a lot of the newer games and stuff like that. It was more just reliving and replaying the older stuff all the time. And then when COVID hit, that was when like I discovered there was YouTube videos about all that stuff. And then they were still making them, and there were still new sets and stuff, and yeah, just escalated very quickly from there. So it's been a few years now. I think the Discord last month, I think we hit 2 years since I set it up, and I mean I was going strong, moderating for
PK.
probably a dozen. Yeah, PK probably a dozen in total YouTube channels. Like I ended up moderating for quite a few. Rusty, like I'm moderating for him. Like there's quite a few moderating for. I was doing that for at least a year or so. Before that, so I'd say 3 or 4 years probably. I've been back in it like heavy and really heavy. Like it's an everyday thing for me for sure. Like whether it's looking up cards, watching YouTube videos by Dagreenshiz or whoever, like just consuming content all the time. I was watching Pikachu earlier. Talk about just making money and the hobby and stuff, and how I'd been talking with Dan, and it's just funny, like the spider web that we have. We all talk, and we're all in this like big tight net web together. I love it. I love being a part of it, and it's amazing how connected we all are. At this level, the kind of stuff that we do, buying and selling, and just enjoying all the analysis and the speculating and reselling, and yeah, it's just all of it's so fun to me. I love every minute of it. Yeah, I'm still not bored of it.
Yeah, it'll be 5 years in the hobby next year. Like a year from now, it'll be 5 years. So it's about 4 years now. A little over 4 years.
So you were before COVID, right? You were the year before COVID. You started
just before. Like it was like right there on the tippy tip of happening. It's interesting how long I've already been in it. For looking back, I'm like, wow, 4 years. It'll be 5 years. Like 5 years is a lot of freaking time doing the same thing. Even like I've been in my job for 13, same company for 13 years, but same job for like 7. Been in the sales for like 7, 8 years. So I guess I like doing the same shit over and over again. It is different, but I think it definitely has, which I like, the cards, the video games, the magazines. Like there's so much different shit, and it's freaking cool. It definitely keeps you engaged. All the different things going on. It's crazy. All the different auctions, being able to watch these things, these in-person events, just like my parents couldn't imagine. Like it's crazy. Like this is a social media, YouTube or whatever, didn't really exist for them to have niche groups of, like, my dad really likes HO cars, like the ones that go on the electric tracks, and Jesus Christ, could you imagine, like, just he will today, 64 years old, sit down and watch people race Hot Wheels on YouTube videos. The dude just likes that type of stuff, Hot Wheels, HO cars. Like there's huge conventions for these types of things that he just never even got to experience. And we in our 30s are like balls deep into this cool shit, and all these people across the world hang out with a dude from Norway and Australia this whole weekend. They're like, so cool.
UAP, I managed to squeeze him. Yeah, he was so kind too. He gave my sorry, completely going off Publicly, he was like giving my kids, giving the girls candy from the way. And I was like, that's such a European thing. I could just see myself in him, because that's like exactly what I would do. I have a stash of English candy, and whenever I go visit someone, I always give them English candy. Like that's something I always do. And yeah, he was doing the same thing. Oh my god, he's so sweet. Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, your dad, I think what's funny to me is, if he would have had what we have right now, if he'd have had that back in the day when he started, how much faster he would have got that to that asymptote of like knowing what he knows, and having connection to everything, and understanding prices, and understanding like what else is out there. I mean, I've learned a lot, not from even buying and selling and looking at auctions, just from listening to other people talk about things and what they're buying and they're selling. Like, I've grown as a person through them. I wasn't doing any of that back in the day. Like, we don't have the access, like you're saying. So
crazy.
it is really cool thinking about that. And that's a really good example that you brought up, with your dad in that scenario, because there must be so many people and so many hobbies that these past few years have just like rocket ship, like in their growth, whether it's knowledge or, understanding or even enjoyment. Like, I enjoy this hobby more now than ever. Like this, I'm definitely still at the peak for me.
Oh yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
I thoroughly hope to see you at other CollectCons. We'll see. We'll see. Keep us posted. That's for sure. Have you looked? Are you going to be dabbling with the eBay vault?
I don't think I understand.
Or the PSA vault.
Is it set up? I don't think I understand what's going on with it right now.
So it's about to transition. So basically, they're going to be shipping all the cards from their vault to the new vault here now-ish soon.
Right.
I think June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, something like that. So it's transitioning. So probably in the next 15 days, when you buy something, you can send it to the PSA vault to be auctioned. They don't have the buy it now option. But I tell you what, when I sent in these cards to get graded, I had a heavy ponder. I was like, I'm literally grading all 38 of these bitches to freaking sell them. I can sell them through the PSA vault. It won't go through my own eBay. That's freaking pretty nice. And they'll get paid out. It's through eBay instead of freaking Golden. That was I never wanted to do it. I was like, I don't want to send them through the Golden vault ever. So
no,
give them back to me. But now I'm going to wait probably till they have the buy it now option, unless there are some cases, but I'm serious. Like, I'm just like, just put them in the freaking auction at this point. Like, some of this, like, I'm grading mainly alt arts for
right.
Might as well just auction them bitches.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, I am going to be probably heavy into the PSA vault, unlike anything I ever did with eBay vault, which will be pretty.
Let me make sure I understand. I can buy from eBay and send to store, and I can also send in cards, grade them, and not store them, but sell them.
Yep. You can't store them right now.
I can store them too.
I don't think you can. You might be able to store. Yeah, you can store them or auction them. You can't buy it now.
Okay.
Yeah, they said it's coming.
I'll make sure I understand it. I think for me, I would like to try both sides of that coin. I'd like to see what I can buy on eBay or through the vault. I would like to see what kind of deals and prices. If they're comparable, if they're higher. I'd like to play around with that, see what unique things pop up to play around with there. And I think I'd like to sell some. I have a stack that I've got ready. I haven't submitted yet, just in case I do end up doing that. But it's mixed with PC stuff. So it would be a combination of probably sending some to vault. I'm guessing you have the option individually to choose, send some to vault and send to auction.
You could do that now with a golden vault.
What I think the interesting thing you just said, not through eBay, but so it isn't connected to eBay? Because I thought that was some of the contention that some of the YouTubers had.
Not my eBay. It's through PSA's eBay.
But I thought it had to connect to your eBay. Maybe that's just if you buy on there and send it to there. Like I thought there was some kind of connection between eBay and PSA that was going to link up.
No.
Okay.
Like my eBay is not attached to it at all anymore.
So you're technically consigning like just like with PWCC
D&G, but it's PSA.
D&G. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's literally what it is.
I think the way that some people understood it, maybe I haven't heard updates since, but when it was first announced, was that you were selling it through their platform, and from what you're saying, they're selling it, which is obviously much better and win-win in every direction. So yeah, I'd like to play around with that and to see, but I'm also curious what that means for everywhere else. Like you just mentioned Z&G. Like what does this mean for some of those other plans? What are other people doing? Is this going to create more competition? Is it going to create better pricing? You know, worse pricing? Like what's this going to entail? Still looking for $10 grading.
CGC.
Float my eyelashes at your PSA. Come on.
Yeah, you have to show some leg for that. Worth it. I just submitted at $15 a card, which didn't feel great. I'm gonna be pissed in a day or 2 days when they announce June specials or TCGs again. I'm gonna be.
It's that time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
But do you have to choose? You don't have to choose until it goes through stage 5 or whatever what you're gonna do with it, right? Like you haven't already had to tell them which ones to go to auction. Like you get to see the grades and you get to see the result of grading before you make the decision, don't you?
Yeah, so when you first fill out the form, it does ask you where you want to ship it back to, like to the vault or to your home address. But according to Old Boy, you are able to select individual cards and reroute them different directions. That'll be for grading or whatever.
Maybe it's like preemptively you're setting it up that way, but you can edit it once grades hit or something. You can edit it to what you'll confirm or whatever. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I like any kind of flexibility with that stuff. You know, during the process, any kind of like dynamic approach to it, I think is going to be good. It's going to make people feel more confident that they have control over their cards and their slabs and the sales and stuff. So
yeah, I think the PWCC model is going to get slapped by this. It just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know why, and I've never vaulted something at PWCC. It's only stuff I've bought that just drops into their vault and I ship it back to my house. There's just not enough eyes on their stuff. Just eBay in general. If I can get a buy it now consigner out of being PSA, just man, it's gonna be nuts. Just the inner transfers, they're gonna be printing money.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, it seems like they're the creme de la creme for both platform to buy and platform to grade. So like, it just feels like a deathly combination, right? That's going to be top dog as far as I'm concerned.
What'll be interesting is obviously the demise of PWCC was shill bidding on eBay. What's going to stop Tom from?
I got shill bid a couple of weeks ago.
The what?
I got shill bid on one I was trying to buy. It was getting shill bidded up like 50% higher than it should have.
Jesus Christ. But what's going to prevent Tom, the PSA janitor, from freaking shilling a card? I feel like they're going to get cooked the same way PWCC did. I don't know how it's inevitable. There's people that will shill bid their cards. People do it all the effing time. I don't know how.
I'd be
They don't
curious
make the
what
same demise.
steps because the original, what you're talking about, that original shilling happened on eBay, right? That was why they got kicked off and why they ended up having to try and figure things out themselves. What steps has eBay done that is now going to transfer to this new setup? To what steps have they taken to help prevent, mitigate, like whatever phrase you want to use,
Yeah.
help stop that being as prevalent? Because they must have done something if they were that concerned about it to ban one of their biggest sellers. I mean, I feel like they must have taken some serious steps.
Yep. Maybe. Or they're just, I don't know.
I do think there was more to that story that we weren't aware of too. I still think that there was maybe a bit of politics involved with it, some kind of decision or financial decisions or something there.
Maybe they knew they were getting in bed with PSA this whole time. They're like, well, let's probably walk away from this.
Yeah.
Oh, they're shill bidding now. Oh, goodbye. All right, now the eBay vault's existing. Oh, now what do you know? PSA's in bed with us.
Yeah, it's all happening. Yeah, Fanatics I think has a lot of money, but I don't think they have that much power. Like I don't think they have stuff unless they buy it and own it. Like I don't think generally they are that strong of an IP in this field yet. So eBay and PSA definitely have. I think they're in the lead.
Yeah, 100%.
What else? What else we got?
I had a person reach out to me, a random person my wife met at a picnic at my son's school today, and he was I don't know how they found out, but my wife was like, "Oh yeah, my husband does graded things and cards," and so this dude sends me a picture of these cards, and he's like, "Hey, can I make any money grading any of these?" How many times have you had a family friend, somebody reach out to you, and you just gotta cook them? Like, dude, you just sent me this picture. You got you got $7 in this effing picture. I'm not joking.
Yeah, it feels gross.
And he's got his first edition Machamp. He's like, I thought this was worth a lot of money. I'm like,
I mean,
I feel so bad when this shit happens, but
yeah, it depends like how you value it. You gotta spin it a little bit, right? You can't buy the memories. This is your childhood Machamp. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like you could tell from the super zoomed out photo that it was literally just scratched to death. I'm like, in a light plate condition, it's $5 to $10. Good luck, bud. Crazy. It's crazy the amount of people getting into grading though. It's in the last month, I have somebody on my softball team send their first PSA submission for sports cards. And I had another buddy who's into the One Piece TCG top 8 tournament, and he got a serialized card worth $4,000. And he sent out a submission to Beckett. It is very, very lots of propagation happening, and it is growing. So it'll be interesting.
It feels a little bit. I'm sure it's a very small amount of the cards that are produced, or even the big hitter cards that are produced. But it definitely feels like it's become a household like thing, like a household name, a household practice to grade good cards and grade cards that mean something to you. Yeah. Collect, invest, like like one day it'll be worth money, like this is a good card, and speculate on it potentially getting a 10, everything's about the 10, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm curious what things are going like in a few years, but I agree. I think like things have gone stronger and stronger in the direction of Slabbed is more necessary. I think I think people feel more like confident, in that stuff. Because I remember, a few years back, I remember having conversations with people. I was sending stuff to PSA early on, and early on into getting back to it, and people were like telling me they were scared. Like I don't know
Oh
how to
yeah.
do it. What's a card saver? What's a penny sleeve? Like I remember people literally not even feeling confident enough to like think of putting them in a card saver and stuff. And it's a different world now. Like you say, you can run into someone at a game and they're just talking about it. Like I've literally talked to people and they're like, yeah, I'm selling this slab. And I'm like, what? Like I saw someone that I used to work with and back in the day, like almost 7 years ago or something now. And she was talking about going to Collecticon Orlando with her daughter. And I was like what? Like just so many people are in this hobby now and invested in it. And there's a lot of money floating around. I mean, it's an industry for sure. And so I think the reliance on the grading, which is good for us, I mean, especially content and like future of our hobby, I think it's good for us. But I definitely think the reliance on grading has really helped confidence and authenticity and the quality and like what people actually value in the raw card. It's transferred well. And sports cards for sure. I mean, those guys are like very, very like very grade heavy from what I can tell. Everyone that I talk to, they're very heavy on it. I mean, an 8 basically means nothing. It's worthless.
Yeah, not unless it's like numbered out of 5 or 10 or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking nice and bright out there, the future of it. So
Are you looking forward to getting your One Piece card from PSA?
A One Piece card? What about it?
Next month.
Oh yeah. I got my
PSA
magazine right here.
Magazine. Which one did they send you? No way. I got the exact same too. I got Venusaur in the blue loop.
Mine all come creased because they don't fit in my mailbox, so they just do this.
Same. Yep, mine is exactly the same thing.
So I'll eventually get a serialized one, and the bitch is gonna be creased. And I'm gonna kick the bitch right in her kidneys.
Yeah, it sucks. I think mine uses it to squat mosquitoes too. Some of those Florida mosquitoes because they're like smashed. they're like a CGC 4. Honestly, when I get them, they're bad. They're in bad shape, but they are what they are. I don't think I have them handy, but yeah, I got the exact same too. I've actually been saving them for like I want to say about 3 years. I have like a whole stack of all of them. I just add into the pile one after another. Yeah.
I thought it was cool that they had to go to Pokemon, get the approvals to use the IP on the cover, and that's pretty cool that they actually went through those efforts and did that and got it approved. Pokemon obviously is like, oh yeah, that's cool. PSA, you can run our shit.
Did you see the email or video, whatever it was, about them putting the One Piece cards manually into card savers to like add it to the magazine? Like they're putting effort into. They have a team now for sure that they're definitely putting effort in. I think they've realized that that's like now become a subscription model. It's not just to get people hooked to grade their cards. The subscription itself is a way to make money and get people hooked, and it generates revenue. Just generally in the industry, if anyone works in marketing and sales, you'll know, like, people get subscriptions, they don't cancel them. They just generally just carry on, let it go. And so making it worthwhile, I mean, I'm excited for that One Piece card. Genuinely, I think that is one of the best sales tactics they've done for the subscription, if not the. I think it's a big one.
Big brain marketing there.
Really sad I didn't get a Pikachu, especially Greg. Like, come on, dude. I used to be the number 2 Pikachu collector in the world. Like, I'm heavy into Pikachus. I got a Venusaur.
Where do you rank on that list now?
Oh, I don't even know if I'm top 15 anymore. Like, I'm like that. I'm way down.
I think I was gonna say, I think last night I went and looked and I didn't see you on the first page.
Yeah, I don't think I'm maybe top 20. I don't know. I'm nowhere near. But it's funny you say that because I'm actually planning on doing a video. I don't know if you remember I did a video talking about me selling a bunch of Pikachus.
Yeah.
Because the market was like pretty hot. And I was like, I'd been studying some of the data or some of the price of them. I was like, they're gradually dipping down and down and down. And I'm like, now's a really good sweet spot, I think, where they probably won't be this high again for a while. And I felt pretty confident. And a lot of them aren't. A lot of them are way down. So I was planning on doing a video of the prices because I stored all the prices of what I paid for them. So I was gonna pull those prices and then do what are they now if I was to sell them now and what the difference is if I was to buy them back. I think that'd be a cool video. If anyone's interested, let me know and I'll make it. But yeah, I think that'd be a cool one just to see like the difference in the market value since.
For sure. I'd say let's wrap. I am tired. I woke up at 2:30 a.m. yesterday, and it's we're encroaching on 24 hours of wide awakeness. So
that's basic level. Basic level. That is basic trainer. Shout out. Okay. Yeah, let's wrap. Thanks everyone. That was fun catching up with you, Mr. Dagreenshiz. And guys, don't forget to vote for your spicy topic. And you'll leave a spicy topic so you can get voted for. And give it a thumbs up and send us lots of money with the cash thing at the bottom. I want $100 from each of you for watching. You're welcome. See you guys.
Peace.